Alright, 2025, and Joseph finally dragged the neighbor over to the Amazon. And here you are in the peak of my favorite season. So what are your impressions so far?
I mean, it's fantastic.
Como foi essa experiência desses dias aqui na Amazônia, conhecendo esse espaço aconchegante e ao mesmo tempo tendo essas experiências diferentes do teu cotidiano?
The ability to just go out so easily with the boats and be right in the middle of the forest and be able to go through the forest and be surrounded by the incredible wildlife. I wasn't interested in coming here for beautiful beaches, although there are incredible beaches. I wanted to see the Amazon and its flora and fauna, and the opportunity to do that in high water season has been incredible. Oh, how different from my day-by-day life. Amazing. This is such a difference. You know, I live in a city in England, Oxford. There's cars and streets everywhere, very little wildlife. Well, you know, we have a fair share of wildlife. It's just incredibly different. It's been an experience of a lifetime with it, without a shadow of a doubt. So many people thought that I was completely mad coming here. It was going to be unbearably hot. I wasn't going to see very much. There was going to be mosquitoes the size of cats. But actually, you know, it is hot. It is hot and humid. It's Brazil. But the luxury of the air conditioning, moving along in the boat, you don't feel the heat, you get completely cooled down. It's been incredible. And I got bitten worse in Sao Paulo than I have been here. The wildlife has been more magical, more incredible than I ever imagined. The rainforest is spectacular. I was expecting it to be a lot more physical than it's turned out to be. Being, you know, able to be in the boats, I can hike as much or as little as I want, and still we're there in the middle of all the incredible animals and the forest. Oh, it's been a dream come true. The food is amazing. I've very rarely eaten freshwater fish, and it's just gorgeous. I'm not quite sure what I was expecting, but it's been 1,000 times better. It has been just mind-blowing. I've really enjoyed it.
O Joe fez convite especial para você conhecer esse espaço. Você é amiga íntima, né? Há muitos anos da mãe dele. Como foi para você conhecer antes? Foi através do Joe ou você já tinha alguma experiência, algum conhecimento sobre a nossa região?
I've always wanted to visit the Amazon. Always. You know, it's the lungs of the world. Everyone knows the biodiversity, the plant species, the animal species. You know, it's just one of those places that you know about even growing up in the UK, you know, and you know how exceptional it is. But it feels incredibly distant and impossible, and there's lots of people who organise tours and cruises and things from the UK, but they're really expensive, and you worry how real an experience you're going to get. And because I came to Sao Paulo for work, I thought I would be completely mad not to take a couple of extra flights and come and stay with Joe, because he didn't invite me, I invited myself. But, you know, knowing he was going to be here and he understands the local culture, and I was coming to visit an old friend as well as coming to the Amazon, is why I took the decision to come. But honestly, if I'd have known how easy it is to be here, how friendly the people are, how many tours there are, I would have come years ago. So, but just having that little push by having a friend here just made me come, and I'm so glad I did.
Are you proud of little Joe?
Oh, yes. Yes, I've known him since he was a little boy, and he's just doing brilliant things. You know, Pisada Amazonia is luxury in the jungle. It's incredible. The food is amazing, the drink is fabulous, the facilities are incredible, and the tours I've done are mind-blowing.
Existe uma diferença muito grande, né, de cultura entre o seu país, Inglaterra, e o Brasil. Hoje, o que você pode nos dizer que as pessoas do seu país entendem sobre a Amazônia agora que você veio aqui e sentiu isso de verdade na pele?
Well, I've known quite a lot of Brazilians, and all of them are wonderful and welcoming and hospitable, so that didn't surprise me at all. I think what I've been really taken aback by is how easy it is to go and see the animals and see nature and see my howler monkeys and pink dolphins and all of that. Because I think the only misconception I had was that it was going to be, 5 hours walking into a rainforest before I see anything. And particularly coming during the wet season and being able to take canoes through the forest and see all the amazing wildlife and hear the birds calling and the monkeys calling and the marmosets, that has been incredible. I thought it was going to be incredibly difficult to see the pink dolphins, and there they were at the fish market playing just in the water. I couldn't get over that. So, and it's all authentic. You kind of imagine if all of the animals and the birds and the nature is close up, then it can't be authentic. But actually here, everything is just so accessible, and that is what's really surprised me.
A gente fez um passeio na Flona, então essa experiência de provar um fruto tão fresco, de sentir e conhecer de perto a natureza, as árvores, provar a castanha com aquele sabor natural, como foi essa sensação para você?
I have never tasted Brazil nuts as amazing as straight off the tree. Only ever had them roasted. The texture was different, the flavour was different. They were just wonderful. Can't say I like the other fruit quite so much. I think I prefer the Mari.
Yeah, ela é apaixonada pelo Mari.
The guide was just so knowledgeable, and to see these amazing trees that are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old, it was a really moving experience. And I felt very sad actually that people have cut them down for so many years, and I felt incredibly sad seeing the soya monoculture surrounding the forest. But it was spectacular, these trees. We saw scarlet macaws. It was incredible. I really enjoyed it.
De toda a sensação que você teve ao conhecer a nossa região, o que você traz de aprendizado durante esses dias que você esteve aqui, com todo o conhecimento que você tem da sua profissão, de tudo que você já viveu, o que trouxe de novo para você estando aqui na Amazônia com uma cultura totalmente diferente e o que você achou da gente?
I learnt a lot about the history of Henry Ford and rubber trees and how the British, stole the rubber seeds and crushed the Brazilian economy all that time ago. So, the amazing history of the place has been fascinating, and I'm incredibly grateful to my very knowledgeable guide Kareem for sharing all of that with me. I knew quite a lot about the trees and the biodiversity and all of those sorts of things because we studied the Amazon in the UK, did a little bit about it at school. But just to be here up close and personal with it, and to hear the history and the difficulties that the indigenous people face in the forest that I've learnt more about. It's very similar everywhere in the world. And I also feel very happy that my tourism, my visiting the Amazon doesn't appear to be damaging it. The posada is very eco-friendly, and indigenous guides have been involved in all of my tours, and nothing we've done has left me feeling like I will be leaving a negative footprint on the Amazon, which is the biggest worry.
Você adora velejar. O que seria a sensação de velejar na Amazônia, nos rios da Amazônia aqui, na nossa região?
Incredible. Oh, I would love to do that. It's wider than the piece of water I said. In fact, I think it's wider than the British Channel, isn't it? The English Channel. At some points, and we spend all our time sailing backwards and forwards across the Channel at the moment. We are setting off to sail around the world next year. No, I would love that opportunity at some point in the future.
Para finalizar, eu quero te agradecer por ter vindo na nossa região, ter gostado do espaço, e eu espero que você repercuta isso em todas as outras pessoas que você conhecer no seu país, e que eles possam vir também conhecer a nossa região através de você.